Good day everyone, this is our research on conducting budget control and planning on selected sole proprietorship gas retailers in Metro Dumaguete. Management accounting is crucial to make or break a business organization. In management accounting, planning and control, WAC et al. Defines management accounting as the presentation of information to management for planning and control purposes. This branch of accounting sets the overall framework of a business organization, which is crucial for any organization's odds of success. Budget control and budget planning go hand in hand with each other, dictating a business organization's daily operations through the setting of the framework for its way of management. Therefore, it is in the best interest of an organization to implement planning and control measures in order to achieve its goals and objectives effectively. Due to the relatively recent start in the Philippine economy, the existence of literature relating to the gas retail industry, particularly sole proprietorship, is quite limited. Therefore, the researchers wanted to uncover the effects of management accounting practices, particularly budgetary planning and control on financial performance of sole proprietorship gas retailers.
The study of budget planning and control under management accounting is significant for several reasons. First, it improves decision making, also increased profitability, benchmarking, and industry insights. Lastly, it reduces risk of failure.
The scope of these studies are gas retailers operating under sole proprietorship in Metro Dumaguete, analyzing the effectiveness of budget planning and control used by the owners in managing their finances. Limits the generalizability of findings. The data will be gathered through surveys. The study will rely on self-reported data and may subject to bias or inaccuracy. Management accounting. Preparation of reports about business operations that helps manager make short or long-term decisions. Business organization, a collection of persons working to achieve a common objective through structured and coordinated activities. Management, the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the activities of the business or organization. Budget control, the process of managing, monitoring, and adjusting a company's budget and cash flow to ensure that the business remains on track to meet financial goals. Budget planning, forecasting involves creating detailed financial plan that outline expected revenue and expenses for a business over a specific period. Long-term and short-term goals. The goal of the company is what keep track and measure the progress of the company. Control measure is an action to reduce the potential of exposure to hazard, or control measure could be to remove the hazard or to reduce the likelihood of the risk. Organization financial prospect is the possibility that something fabulous will happen after graduating top of your class. Example, your job prospect. It looks great. Micro enterprise or MSMES. Small businesses that employs only a few people, fewer than 10, and start a small capital, and is given either by the bank or other organizations. Sole proprietorship. It is a business run solely by one person. Management practices are the working methods, innovations, and initiatives used by manager to improve efficiency and effectiveness of the business process. Financial performance is the overall financial health of the business.
Alright, so moving on to the statement of the problem. Budget planning and control are vital for managing a business's finances effectively. Managers use budget plan to make decisions impacting the business's financial performance. Rufino's study in 2021 discovered that many local businesses in Isabela relied heavily on budgetary control, especially for cost control. However, there is a lack of research regarding budget planning and budget control practices across the Philippines. Though Rufino's study does provide some insight into these practices in a specific area, there is still a need to understand them on a broader scale. Through further extensive research, the researchers found that there's not much research on how budget planning and control are done in the Philippine gas retailing industry, especially for sole proprietorships. Therefore, our paper aims to fill that gap by studying the budget practices of sole proprietorship gas retailers, specifically in Metro Dumaguete. Now on to our second chapter, in which we have the review of related literature. First up, we have managerial accounting. Now, managerial accounting encompasses the activities of identifying, quantifying, analyzing, interpreting, and conveying information to achieve the objectives of a business organization. Secondly, we have our budget planning. Now, budget planning entails analyzing the business activities from past fiscal years to evaluate upcoming expenses. This analysis considers present market shifts like changes in products, technologies, and resources. Next, we have budget control. Now, control in business ensures that the organization is following its budgeted expenditures. Dominiak and Lauder back in 1997 described control as assessing if the business is meeting its goals and making adjustments if needed. Variance analysis is the process of evaluating whether the differences of actual costs and budgeted costs are favorable or unfavorable, according to Barfield et al. In 2001. This analysis helps managers decide on control measures to address these differences and achieve better results. Now, finally, we have our last, which is financial performance. Measuring how well a business is doing financially can be a bit tricky because there are many ways to do it. Some studies look at sales, but that might not give the full picture because it doesn't consider expenses. So, it is important to use other measures too.
Now for a theoretical framework, which is guided by two key theories: the feedback control theory by J.C. Maxwell and the goal-setting theory by Locke and Latham. The feedback control theory traces its origins back to the paper On Governor by J.C. Maxwell concerning steam engines and the actual signals and the variation between the desired level of signals for the steam engines. Although this started as a theory that was based upon mechanical engineering, this later paved the way for our modern framework of budgetary control practices in management accounting. Now moving on, Locke and Latham's goal-setting theory is a psychological theory. This theory builds upon J.C. Maxwell's control theory, but the underlying differences is that Locke and Latham's goal-setting theory relates to human functions and how they are goal-oriented, and how tasks and functions are built upon goals and desired levels of improvement and standards. So basically, Locke and Latham build upon the pre-existing theory of control by J.C. Maxwell by adding the variable of planning and goals. This complexity makes it more of a clear picture as to what management accounting practices are today. These two theories are very much what lay the groundwork for our modern framework of budgetary control and budgetary planning. Now for a conceptual framework. This research paper relies on two primary concepts: Woke et al.'s definition of management accounting and Robin and Coulter's data variance analysis tool. These two concepts are a product of modern-day management accounting practices. Although management accounting is different by firm, these two tools are a uniform way of doing management accounting. These theories lay the foundation for exploring our research questions and exploring the effects of the presence of budgetary control and planning in a business firm. In Woke et al.'s management accounting book, the authors divide the process of management accounting into two heavily interdependent concepts that cannot be divided and cannot exist without one another: planning and controlling. Now, for Robin and Coulter's data variance analysis tool, this tool is used by management to compare the actual performance of the business firm and the desired level of their budget or the standard. This desired level is a range of variation which starts from the lower accepted limit to the higher accepted limit. This tool surmises that the business entity has planning and control practices already. So one can say that the data variance analysis tool cannot be used without the presence of planning or controlling. These theories help formulate the answers that we wanted to explore in our research questions. So as you can see here, management accounting, the concept by Woke et al., are two interdependent concepts: planning and control. If the business firm has none of these two, then we will proceed to go to the recommendation for the business firm, which is to conduct budgetary planning and control. Now, if the business firm has planning and control, then we, the researchers, will ask them for their financial performance, which comes in the form of profitability measures such as gross sales and net income. Net income is the profitability scale here, but we wanted to pair it up with gross sales so that we could have a comparison between gross sales and the profitability of the said gross sales. So then all of these All of these concepts, all of these things are then considered in the data variance analysis tool by Robbins and Coulter, which, as you can see here, measures the financial performance of the business firm by its actual standard. The standard and the acceptable limit, which comes in the lower limit and the higher limit. And after that, once we have evaluated, we have assessed the financial performance of the business and how it relates to the standards and the acceptable ranges of the budget control, of the budget planning, we will then proceed to make a recommendation based on the data. So that was our conceptual framework. Thank you so much.
For our Chapter 3, Research Design, the nature of this research is a quantitative study using financial data and supporting qualitative measures, like the type of budget, to assess the budgetary planning and control practices of sole proprietorship gas retailers in Metro Dumaguete. For our research environment, Metro Dumaguete's gas station landscape offers a unique opportunity to explore the experiences of sole proprietors in the fuel retail industry. This research environment would allow the researchers to gather data from a wide range of gas station chains and locations, capturing a representative sample of the city's gas market.
Research respondents. Sole proprietorship gas stations in Dumaguete City can be ideal targets for research using purposive sampling. Purposive sampling, also known as judgmental sampling or selective sampling, is a non-probability sampling technique used in research to select participants based on their specific characteristic relevant to the study's objective.
For the research instrument, the researchers will utilize a close-ended questionnaire to gather data on budget planning and control practices within organizations. Close-ended questions offer predefined answer choices, allowing for efficient data collection and analysis. The questionnaire will be divided into sections addressing key aspects of budget planning and control.
Alright, tackling on our data analysis procedure, we've analyzed financial data using both numbers and descriptions. We used qualitative data about budget planning and control, along with quantitative data about the company's financial performance. We used a tool from Robbins and Coulter in 2016 that compares actual performance to expected performance and suggests improvements based on the differences.
For ethical considerations, conducting budget control and planning on selected sole proprietorship gas retailers in Metro Dumaguete, participants will be requested on their consent. Furthermore, the principles of ethical consideration by Bryman and Bell of 2007 will be applied, ensuring the research participants' privacy. For Chapter 4 in Results and Discussion, we conducted a survey questioning their budget planning, feedback and control measures, and requesting their income last 2023. According to the Survey A answered by
Company A,
the company claims to engage in budget planning, specifically operating and capital budget. The company also practices feedback and control measures annually, so this is the chart of their income during 2023. For Gas Station B, we asked them the same questions. Does your business implement budget planning? They said yes. If so, what type of budget is implemented in your organization? They said capital budget. We asked them two questions. Does your business implement long-term planning? And does your business implement short-term planning? They answered yes in both questions. For feedback and control measures, we asked them, does your business conduct feedback? They answered yes. If so, how often? They answered monthly. Are the corrective measures implemented in the event of a budget deviation? They answered yes. Are the deviations reported to the managers? They said yes. Do the control measures prove to successfully control the business expenditures? They answered yes. This is the income chart of Gas Station B.
According to Survey A answered by Gas Station C, the company claims to engage in budget planning. However, they admit in being unfamiliar with their financial performance and acceptable limits, stating they merely purchase and sell resources. Hence, the absence of answers for Survey B. Due to their inability to provide the required information for the second part of the survey, we concluded that the company lacks proper budget planning practices.
In conclusion, our research highlights the importance of effective budget planning and control practices in ensuring the financial health and stability of sole proprietorship gas retailers. By addressing the research questions posed and providing empirical evidence, this study contributes to the existing literature on budgetary management practices in the retail sector. Nonetheless, further research is necessary to delve into the various factors that impact budgetary performance and to confirm the findings in different contexts. Lastly, for our recommendations, based on the research findings, it is evident that effective budget planning and control practices significantly impact the financial performance of sole proprietorship gas retailers. To capitalize on this insight, the researchers constructed recommendations for sole proprietorship gas retailers in Metro Dumaguete. First things first is to invest in robust budgetary planning and control systems. Second is the regular evaluation of financial performance. In summary, the recommendation is to invest in a robust budgetary planning and control system coupled with regular evaluation of financial performance. It is supported by the existing literature on performance management and budgetary control in the retail sector. However, further research is necessary to explore broader influencing factors and validate the findings across different regions and retail settings. That's all for our presentation. Thank you and God bless.